Joining me now, I have Victoria Coates, who was Deputy National Security Advisor during the first Trump administration. Victoria, as always, thanks for joining me. Let me just piggyback off of what Brooke was just reporting on. Your thoughts on Hegseth taking over in this top role.
Well, Markie, good to be with you. And I've worked with Pete Hegseth for over 10 years now. When he was running Concerned Vets for America, he was very active on Capitol Hill, working with Senator Cruz, who was then my boss at the time. And so, Pete has a lot of years of dedication to these issues, a lot of familiarity with kind of the nuts and bolts of Capitol Hill, which most people might not know. So he brings that along with his, very storied pedigree as a combat veteran in both Iraq and Afghanistan. I think he's really going to be a shot in the arm in the Pentagon. I think he's going to be there to clean up the culture of the Pentagon. I think he's really going to be welcomed, particularly by our men and women in uniform. So I think it's a great pick.
So you think he's qualified for the job?
Absolutely.
Okay. I know Trump has tapped Mike Waltz to be his national security advisor. We also just talked about Governor Mike Huckabee, who will be the chosen one for the ambassador to Israel. What does that mean for the ongoing war there?
I think this is really going to bring clarity, and I would put Hegseth in that category too. And I should mention, Markie, I also worked for Don Rumsfeld for a number of years, who will retain his title as the youngest Secretary of Defense in history. He was actually 43, Pete's 44. So I know a thing or two about the SecDef position. So I really do think Pete is great. And along with Huckabee and Senator Rubio, if that is confirmed, he's really going to bring clarity to the situation in the Middle East. One of the problems we've had under the Biden-Harris administration is kind of an equivocal approach, that sometimes they're standing with the Palestinians, sometimes they're standing with Israel. They're arguing for a ceasefire. They seem to just want to get out of the situation by any means necessary. I think this will return to the clarity of the first Trump term, which is that we stand with Israel. They are the United States' great and good ally. If the Palestinians disarm and surrender, we will be there to help them. Nothing would make me happier than to try to build something for them, but they can't be done while they're dedicated to the eradication of Israel, given its importance to the United States.
And we just have about 2 months here before Trump takes office again. Do you think we'll see either Israel or any of Iran's proxies scramble to make any last-minute moves before President-elect Trump takes office, whether it be escalations or progress towards a ceasefire?
Almost inevitably, you're going to have some scuffling going on, because during these kind of final periods, it's when both sides will try to take as much ground as they can. Israel's made really dramatic progress over the last, I'd say, about 10 weeks. They've really changed their tactics, gone after leadership of both Hamas and Hezbollah. You might see them take, I think, maybe more dramatic action in Yemen to try to get that situation resolved. Hand President Trump a clean slate when he comes into office.
Former Deputy National Security Advisor Victoria Coates, as always, thank you for joining me on Morning in America.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.